The power switch is stuck. It's a belt or something in there. I just want to see if the amp comes on.
Nothing back here. It's dark.
Dark? The light's on though. Something's going on. Yeah, Electrovoice.
This thing's totally custom.
At least we know the transformer's good and it's got filaments. So that's a good thing.
So this is the other speaker right here. And this is all made with real wood.
Yeah, and
it
this can be replaced.
It says custom made, but it's all plywood. Except some of it's...
Yeah, this part's particle.
Yeah, and this is particle board.
Yeah, this would be an easy replacement. So anyway, now we know that, so that's a good sign because, you know, you're going to probably get it working. Electrovoice. That's a good brand.
Where do you see Electrovoice on it?
That symbol is their symbol. There was a customer here 30 minutes ago expecting to see, oh, Electrovoice. Okay. And it's a voice turnover. How good it is. I'd like to work on it actually, but I don't know if I can get it home.
How did you get it here?
I had a friend drop it off because he was out here. So he said, can you bring this piece out that came from a estate sale? I said, sure. And I mean, I try to get it home because if I don't sell it, but...
The intriguing thing is it really is all custom made. I mean, somebody made...
So you think it's custom? Literally?
I do.
So they bought the chassis separately and installed it?
Where do you see stuff made like this?
Well, in 1956.
I work on this stuff all the time, and you don't see stuff made out of plywood like this.
Well, regardless, we're talking big office. You're like the fourth person to put some drool on it, so it looks like somebody started to refinish it. To me, it's walnut. I don't know how to use this app. I mean, when you want to check something.
I don't know. It's unique, but do I need another one of these? It is. Well, I got it. But before we get into it, did you know there's a modern record player console for sale today? And guess what? It's only $13,900, but hey, you can get a low payment of $1254.59 a month. Anyway, you could look this thing up and see the specs on it. Yeah, it's 200 watt per channel Class D amplifier. It does not have, this does not have AM, FM. It's got Sonos and a record player for $13,900. Anyway, this is very fascinating to me. I did plug this medallion into Google Lens and it didn't come up with anything. Actually, this is like a coat of arms, and it's sort of rare to see a coat of arms with a dagger on the front of a AM FM stereo radio. Now, someone told him it was an Electrovoice. I can't find any relation between any of this symbolism and the Electrovoice company. I mean, their thing was EV. But anyway, this is stereophonic. It does have the multiplex decoder in it. And I believe it's homemade. And I'll show you why I think that. Now, this could have been an add-on modification later in its life. But you usually don't see nails like that out of something that was made in a factory. It just looks homemade to me. And I can't find any information on this chassis. Now, when we get it out and go through it, which we'll do in a little bit here, it might become very obvious. But also that colored striped paint. So a lot of the time you'll see on old receivers where they have the MPX in and out. Well, this actually has the decoder right there that connects to that. So here's the speaker that came with it. And I think the first thing I want to do is take the back off of this and see what kind of drivers they're using. Because the back on that thing is turning back into sawdust. Electrovoice Wolverine. 8 ohms. Electrovoice made in USA. Is this cabinet homemade? I sort of think so. That staple there, I don't know. If this is factory made, I'm going to pull that driver off of there. Let's look at the front of it. Well, it has a whizzer. Wolverine by Electrovoice. Is that a date code? 72-10? I don't know. It looks like it's in good shape. This box, I'm sorry, but this box is way too big for this speaker. What is that, an 8? Yeah, this is a whole lot of box for not much speaker. So I wonder, does this one have 2 of those in it? And what's in the center? Is that the port in the middle? Well, this is a little different. This has some insulation on that piece right there. And I don't know what these drivers are. And they are wired in what's going on here? Wired in series. Yes, they're wired in series, and I wonder what the reason for that is. Now on the back here where we have the 2 outputs, we do have an 8 and a 16 ohm connection. These are pretty beefy power transformers. So let's see, what are these tubes? Harman-Kardon. $74.08. I'm not familiar with that. That looks a lot beefier than a 6V6. Well, this says maximum signal output is 4.5 watts at 7% distortion. Tubes do have a lot of distortion. So that's not much more than a 6V6 6AQ5. Okay, well, according to this, 6V6/7408. So they're maybe the 7408 is just the industrial number for the 6V6, which 6V6, 6AQ5 are the same thing, and you can buy a 6AQ5 for $1. They're both like 4.5 watt tubes. So anyway, I'm not going to get carried away on the black plate or gray plate or white plate or green plate, whatever. It's just a tube. So the wires to the internal speaker was cut, and this was hooked to it. And I think the Wolverine, oh, I see, this has the female RCA on the bottom here. So that makes sense. So this was the matching thing to this stereo. So here's one of those speakers for sale, an LS8, which is exactly what's in this thing. This one looks like it's in nicer condition. I had to look up the frequency response on this speaker. 45 to 14 kilohertz. I find it hard to believe that those things will go up to 14K. Well, the phone also says they're from the 1970s, so maybe this is a replacement driver. I don't know, the mystery and question marks surrounding this thing just keep getting bigger and deeper. Oh yeah, that's frozen and baked and crustified and wow. That's got some dry grease in it, man. That thing is frozen. All right, we need to get into this thing. We need to dig into this and look it over. This does actually have the same insulation on the back and uses the same screws. So this cabinet matches the radio cabinet. Sort of analyzing the woodwork here, and it's not like ultra super precision. It's okay, but it's not something that I couldn't do here with the tools that I've got. A table saw will do most of this. I mean, it's decent, but any of this stuff, you can do this with a table saw, with a dado blade. The way the plies are showing here, I mean, yeah, when I had the doors, which got left behind, I'll probably get them later. The guy that had it's holding on to them for me. That would have covered this, but it's still weird to see that. So it is push-pull, 2 tubes per channel. Nice size audio output transformers. I guess this is probably your... Interesting, the tubes are all... Is this thing British? It sure does use a lot of E-series tubes and ECC 83, a lot of ECC 83s, ECC 85. But then there's a 6EQ7 and a 6AU6. This is a... So it's not a tuned RF stage AM, so that's pretty disappointing. It's just sort of your average All-American 5. Who the hell made this thing? Wow, the FM tuner's frozen solid. Look at that. Oh, it's just locked. Here's a look at the bottom. Thick. All right, it's time for the big reveal here. Well, that's a whole bunch of nothing, isn't it? Wow, that's a heavy piece of metal. Freaking 14 gauge metal. 4 filters. These capacitors say American Radionic Company. Looks like it's using silicon diodes. I don't know. Still don't know what to think of this thing. Is it homemade? I look at it and I'm like, okay, it's homemade, but then it's not homemade. And look at the resistors. What kind of resistors are these? These are not your average carbon. These are right here. It's got a lot of couplets in it. Got 2 there. It's got a couple up there. It's got a couple on top. Well, the good thing here is that it's about 95% disc capacitors and couplets. So these don't leak. The electrolytics could be a problem. We will have to bring it up slow, probably on a dim bulb, because it's using silicon diodes. Tubes can be a problem. Some of these sort of look high hour. The IF cans, these look like the automatic type IF cans with the 2 little clear plastic tabs on top. Those, silver mica disease can be a problem. It even looks like it's got those for the multiplex decoder. This is the AM FM radio right here. Nothing impressive here. We got a sort of probably a pre-made FM tuner assembly purchased with just an AM tuning condenser. And then we got 2 FMIFs, 1 AMIF, and then we should have detector. It might have been 2 diodes underneath. I don't know what this is for. This is probably all preamp stuff right here, because it does have, it has a phonograph low and high, which at this time were probably for the 3-volt cartridge and then the ceramic cartridge. I doubt this is magnetic with the RIAA correction in it. This is the multiplex decoder, and this almost looks like it was an add-on part made by a different company. So this is unique. It almost does look homemade by a high, a custom builder, a very competent custom builder. This capacitor here has a date code of 6143. This 1968 Sears console was the victim of a previous video. I found this on the side of the road and we resurrected it. But because it's got such nice speakers in it, it's got 2 15s, it's got horns, it's got tweeters, it's a really nice 3-way system. I decided I would keep it and use it at least for the short term. So the main problem were the capacitors in the amp. So I went through and did a real nice job recapping this amp. And I tried to keep the original look. I put all the new capacitors, which are so much smaller, on the bottom. And I got the best rated caps I could. No expense spared. So these are the filter caps. These are the speaker coupling caps right here, the 1000 microfarad bipolar, non-polarized. So it rocks now. So it's going to get at least a temporary home, and then I'll probably end up gutting it because the cabinet is so absolutely trashed. The record player didn't work really well. The stereo works and sounds great now. This thing has the big sound you would expect something with 2 15s to have. But I received a bunch of inquiries as to what I was going to do with the parts. Well, not yet. Not yet. in the future. But it has been temporarily saved and will be used. I guess the first thing to try and do here before even attempting to start this up is try and get this to break loose. It is just frozen so solid. Here's the inside of the tuner. And I am trying to figure out where it's frozen, because it is just not cooperating. I can turn it. It is so tight. I am getting there. Yes, I am using penetrating oil on it to try and loosen up the grease. But you know, again, there's nothing impressive about this thing. There's not even really a tuned front end on it. It's not, you know, it's just like an All-American 5 and a very basic low-end FM tuner. So it might look impressive, but it's not. The circuitry is what I would expect from a 1960s dime store AM/FM tube table radio. One of those cheesy plastic, you know, Starlight radios that's just like the bare minimum 1 AM/IF, 2 FM/IFs, and just no RF amps. It's just, yeah, not impressive. Very basic. With a multiplex decoder. That's sort of confusing. You'd usually have a better FM tuner with a stereo. And another huge design flaw with this thing is this pulley is not locked to this pulley. See how this pulley has the hole in it where the string can go in and be fixed? This one does not. So the correlation of these is not locked together. So if this one slips, if the string slips, yeah, it's not good. It's not solid. It's not a good design. And this is what I mean. See how this one's all the way closed and this one's halfway open? There's nothing locking them together. And this is what I mean. See how the AM is all the way open and the FM is midway? There's nothing locking them together. It's not a good design. Well, you know what? I mean, it's loose, or it's not cooperating, though. It's not going to be to the point where I can turn this and it will move. So let's just get the dim bulb and try and power it up and see what it does. I'm sort of losing excitement about this thing because it's sort of a wolf in a sheep in wolf's clothing, I guess you could say. These 12AX7s. Made in West Germany. Here, probably worth more than the whole thing. 4 of these. Oh, they're gray plates. They're not black plates. Sorry, got to have my black plate 12AX7s. So they're ECC 83 and ECC 82, which I'm pretty sure is 12AX7 and maybe 12AU7. One of them, they're preamps and phase inverters for these outputs. Start off with the dim bulb here, like a 70-watt bulb. I'm not going to stress it too much since the guy just raw dog plugged it in yesterday. And yeah, I mean, does it need filters? I don't know. Probably if you were going to put it back into service full time, it would. But I don't know if I'm going to do that. Look at that cute little filter there. So I'll get some speakers hooked up to it while they kind of reform, and we'll see what it does. Here we go. Got 2 speakers hooked up to it. Just give it full juice here. Let's see. FM stereo, FM AM. Okay. Phono, auxiliary. Oh. And the first thing out of it is this.
My path, my understanding of where we were collectively, where I was personally, how it fit together, and it really launched me in this new trajectory of understanding of the ways that we can all be better and we can be more equitable and create more solutions around an issue that is like this.
Backdrop, the context of the summer of 2020 being part of the stage for that encounter with the Human Solidarity Project. Oh man, you ain't never lied. What I heard the summer of 2020, and I got so many calls from people because I was, even at that time on the front lines of our work at Braver Angels. So for anybody who doesn't know, of course, I'm national ambassador for Braver Angels, America's largest grassroots organization, working on political depolarization. So of course, so much racial tension in America. And a number of people, ordinary people, but people from institutions, people from organizations, right, reaching out to me asking, hey, we want to be able to talk about these things. We have no idea where to begin, but we know we need to, right? Also, by the way, can you be on our board? Those requests were very frequent. Of course,
Crackle
right now, and it might be good for us to talk a little bit about how things have changed.
Oh yeah, FM works. Yeah, there's something wrong with this channel, though. I should spray these pots. Okay, I sprayed all the pots with control cleaner. That helped a little, but not much. I'm trying to figure out why the one channel is not working. Just worn out. That's the balance. There is some green corrosion on these tube pins, which is never good. Try and change some of these around and see. Nothing.
Space's Labor Day event. Cozy up with sofas starting at $295. Wind down with queen beds starting at $150. Rest with dining sets starting at $295.
Ah, wow, that's hot. Holy crap. Wow. Holy shit, that's hot. Okay. My Birkenstock sandals. I'm not quite sure how they have this configured here. This side seems to be the speaker that's working, but my Birkenstock sandals. Now it's just quiet.
Disease.
Ooh.
and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit Tremfya.
I need a vaccine for my deeper bowel layer.
Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's slick, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com.
Just what you need, a pair of shoes that you can hide a GPS tracking device in. That's what everybody needs. Okay. So this side is the side that's working. This side over here is the side that's not working. You know, I think this problem with this other channel, because I've been switching these tubes around, I think it's in the volume control. I think this volume control is trash, worn out. You know, there's only so much a lube will do. There's only so much the cleaner will do. If the carbon tracks are worn off inside there, it's just better to replace it. Yeah, I think it's in here. Maybe not, because if I bypass it, if I bypass this side, but if I bypass this side, nothing. So maybe it's not the volume control. Okay, I don't have a schematic for it. It's going to be a long, drawn-out process, but I think the way to go about it is let me get it set up on the other bench, and we'll just start tracing through it with a scope. And yeah, I'm not sure how they have this configured, because if I pull any of the 4 of these out, it completely stops. Now, I don't know why you need 4 12AX7s. I mean, they have so much gain on their own. But one of them is going to be a phase inverter for the push-pull. So you would need 2 triodes for phase inverters. And then you need, well, I don't know. I don't know how they have it configured. You might need 1 triode to drive each tube, and then a phase inverter, and then a preamp. So maybe 6 triodes is what you need. So anyway, I don't think the problem's here. I think it's a switch or something, but the scope, we'll just have to work through it with a scope. Well, I don't even think we need a scope here, because I can hear it singing out of the audio output transformer. And I can hear it as I turn the balance. I can hear it singing out of this one and that one. So the problem is either in the audio output transformer or between the output of this and the speaker connections. I'm going to put this camera right between the 2 audio output transformers and go left, right, see if you can hear it. So both channels are working going into here. Okay, there really is no problem here. What's going on is, and I don't understand this, but there's a switch between the two grounds on the speakers, and it comes up here to phantom channel. And turning the phantom channel off connects the grounds together. So both speakers, because all the grounds from both audio output transformers are connected to one side, and to get ground on the other side, you have to have the switch in the off position. I don't know. I don't understand it. While we're in here, I'm going to measure the voltage across these capacitors. See if they're leaky. No leakage through these at all. There's 182 volts on one side and 0 on the other. So these are good.
For the year, one child, two
with workout sweat.
Fashion District at 729.
How much more? Secret is the GOAT, because nothing fights sweat better. Stay fresher.
Looks like the oil actually worked its way into the tuner. That's kind of cool. Is the stereo decoding working? It's hard to tell because a lot of these radio stations combine the hell out of the stereo and try and get rid of it. That way, I guess it sounds good for everybody. I don't know.
Maroon 5. Mariah.
I'm not here to do that.
Do exactly what I do every day. It always
comes from.
I don't know. That's probably... It sounds like crap. Listen to the stereo decoder. Listen. Sounds all distorted. Yeah, the stereo decoder sounds...
Jazz 88.1 online, jazzandblues.org, listener-supported public radio. The Helen Sung Trio, Lover from Hellenistic. Nikos Kazatsakos before that from Tiny Big Band 2, All or Nothing at All. And the guitar of Westmont.
And it feels like all social media just knows everything about our wants and likes and our buying patterns. But Cynthia says email marketing is still usually more effective.
Well, it has good power, I'll give it that. It's loud. It's a lot louder than the 68 Sears console I showed 20 clips ago or something, that with the solid state amp. This has way more power than that, way louder.
Some brands, some stores, they do.
Let me just read you the definition that was adopted.
There's more to imagine when...
It's 0 for 3 today and swings at the next pitch.
In assets or income. And the reason it's that black and white.
What happened there and why it is so important and what that tells us.
And cars were swerving because of that problem. Let's go to this crash reported the 110.
I'm going to pop the front back on it.
And then plain old greed.
Before, you know...
One time the ex-wife is pleaded not guilty in a murder plot.
A cemetery in Compton being continually targeted by thieves. And just this weekend, cemetery volunteers found dozens of gravestones from missing or moved at Woodlawn Celestial Gardens.
This is a stereo alignment generator. Left plus right. Stereo, 1 kilohertz.
Just over a year ago, 700 gravestones.
Okay.
I love it.
The stereo is not working because that should go left, right. See, I'm on stereo. I'm on stereo here. This thing is so cheap it doesn't have a stereo indicator light. It's only got 2 tubes, right? Yeah, not working. And this is... Oh, this is... Okay. Yeah, that's working. So, stereo demodulator is not working. How to fix this? Well, since we don't have any service data on it, take this thing out, this stereo demodulator, and it's definitely the problems in here, because if I unplug, you know, one of these, I lose either channel, and if I unplug this one, I lose both channels. So this thing is not decoding the stereo separation. So take this out, open it up, see if there's any wax capacitors in it, test those electrolytics back there, test the tubes. If it has a diode matrix in it, like a germanium 1N60 set of diodes that actually do the decoding, check all of those. And then if that checks out, the tubes check out, then start tweaking these alignment adjustments until we get separation. I'll leave that maybe for another video. Tube stereo decoding never seemed to work real well because it's so critical. Just a little drift in these alignment cans and it stops working. It is hypersensitive. The alignment is so critical for stereo demodulation to work.
Ice cream assorted 1.5
entrees like fried chicken or their
They've got this prodigals who got a little.
And by the way, after
like
is history.
And a majority of our...
And now the top reasons to visit Morongo.
Eagles, that's
Man.
Yeah, that oil really soaked in that tuning capacitor and broke it loose. Just took 2 or 3 hours.
with our guy here.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation super easy.
Yeah, that FM stereo thing sounds real distorted.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
That's how you know the filter capacitors are good.
The Labor Day Yacht Rock Weekend continues. Brought to you by Kia of downtown Los Angeles on KLOS.
Oh, we have Yacht Rock on KLOS. I'll have to listen to that for a while. Did
Yacht
it?
Rock all weekend long on KLOS.
Excitement for the extravagant Electric Light Orchestra
On SoCal's Yacht Rock Station 95.5 KLOS.
Nice. Little Pablo Cruz.
One chicken past the pan. So keep your heart open, 'cause love will win.
So if you're not familiar with the genre of yacht rock, some years ago they took all the late 70s and early 80s sort of cheesy, you know, pop songs and grouped them together and called them yacht rock, the kind of one-hit wonder, you know, and stuff like Hall & Oates and all that. I don't even know. They call it yacht rock, and that's really just what it is. There's a yacht rock channel on Sirius XM. I listen to it occasionally. It's satirical in a way, I guess. Of course, KLOS is the classic rock station, and they've started branding themselves as locally owned and operated now. I don't know exactly what that means, but it's just the kind of generic dad rock, classic rock. But the reality is, how many times can you listen to AC/DC Back in Black and not get burned out on it? So if they're doing something different, this is a good thing.
Is the 3-day KLOS Yacht Rock Weekend. Enjoy. Have a pina colada. What's this? Cease and desist order from Rupert Holmes.
There you go.
I was tired of my right to me and to say.
So I'm listening to this channel by itself. Those speakers are wired out of phase. There's no bass in the middle, but there's bass on the sides. Those speakers are miswired inside that cabinet. They're canceling each other.
What the hell are you people doing?
Distortion and Angst returning Tuesday.
I'm still having fun, and you're still the one.
Hear that? Okay, I flipped the wires around. So much more bass. Wow, it sounds so much better now. They had the speakers wired out of phase, so they were canceling each other. And it's been like that since it was new, whoever built it. That's even more confirmation that it was homemade. So they never heard this thing the way it was supposed to sound. Oh, it's too bad the stereo's not working in this, because this would sound great in stereo.
We'll go dancing in the dark and reminiscing. She's gone.
Hall & Oates on 95.5 KLOS and a Yacht Rock Weekend. Now we're going to take you down to Nolans. See if we can't find Toulouse Street with the Doobie Brothers on KLOS.
I just can't believe that those two speakers were wired out of phase, so they were canceling each other from the beginning. The person who built this never heard it as I'm hearing it right now. That is sad. I mean, it made a huge difference. We'll do a couple more yacht rock clips here and then...
Your friends can argue about what is or what is not yacht rock.
If you say Hall & Oates doesn't count again, I'm punching you in the face.
Or just play the music all weekend long. The Labor Day Yacht Rock Weekend on 95.5 KLOS. Labor Day Yacht Rock Weekend while you can. On Tuesday, we get our record collection back from the cleaners.
Oh yeah, they're doing all the classics here. These are like doctor's office, grocery store classics. Anyway, you know, this thing is starting to grow on me a little bit. I don't know why. Maybe it's the yacht rock. I just kind of like the way it looks. Doesn't that dial look like the KLH tuner? I recognize that sort of dial. That's a very 1960s looking dial. But I'm just thinking, add some tweeters to this, add some little high frequency horn drivers to this, get rid of this, put a more modern record player in here. I think I got a BSR that would fit in there. Get the doors back for it. Get the stereo demodulator thingy aligned and working. Yeah, I'm starting to like this. I don't know, it's just sort of industrial looking. All right, one more, and then I'll wrap this up.
We're back with more Yacht Rock in just a few, and we're back Tuesday morning with Disneyland tickets.
That's 7:40 Tuesday morning on KLOS.
Audible's Romance Collection.
Okay, one more, and then we're done.
It's a Labor Day Yacht Rock weekend, brought to you by Kia of downtown Los Angeles on KLOS.
Give me the night. Isn't this off Quincy Jones, the dude? Isn't this off that album? All right, that's enough. Mystery stereo, combo console, Miswired from New. Never heard it like I have.